Hi, I'm Jamie, and welcome to Sci-Fi Vision for, I guess now, technically it's already August 1st, but for the Sandman, we have episodes 7 and 8 we're going to be discussing tonight. I guess it's morning, whatever, I don't know. But please join us, and we will do 7 and 8, and then I'm not sure when 9 and 10 will be because we haven't talked enough about it, but hopefully next week at some point we will figure out a time we can squeeze it in. But please like the video and subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision, and we will get started. Let me get my photos up here.
Hello, I
right.
am Scarlet, and I have 8 of the 10 Sandman graphic novels in front of me.
Awesome. Well, then good. You can tell me how it compares here with these episodes. How's that?
I'm skimming through the kindly ones because I assume the episodes are about the timeline known as the kindly ones and the wake. I'm assuming 9 and 10.
Cool. Yeah,
You gotta get down to brass tacks, when you only have 2 seasons.
Yeah, I know. AJ, who had read them, and Karen read them too, said that they, kind of cut out everything that wasn't Dream, which is how they did it. Sometimes I wonder why I connect it to Twitch, because then we get spam. But
I can say hello to the spam in the chat.
Hello to spammer on the chat. Quit spamming us. I'll block
you.
you.
They want me to make money. That's cool. Thanks.
Yeah, you want to give me money instead? Yeah. I guess hopefully we'll pick up some more. We got somebody watching who came back, who's from YouTube. So thank you, whoever is watching us. We appreciate it. We will try not to be here all night. Well, then again, maybe they want us to be here all night, but I would like to try not to be here all night. Going through these. But yeah, so it was nice to get them have finally get to see the last half of these. I would have liked, in a way, to have seen more of the siblings again, but at the same time, it was nice to get more on Dream, because I feel like
we did see Despair.
Yeah, we saw Despair. We saw Destiny very briefly. I liked having them in the first half of the season, but at the same time, we want to get everything done with Dream and get through the story. So, I get it. We can't spend too much time with them.
I forgot the Delirium's bubbles in the comics are rainbows.
Oh, that's cool.
It's all rainbowy.
That's too bad they didn't do that in this series, but I get why they did. That probably didn't.
Yeah, that'd be so time consuming to make bubbles for everyone.
Yeah, that too. So again, awesome sets. We've talked about them before, but that's why I got some of these epic pictures here. But so at the beginning, Dream goes to talk to Destiny, and he's like, which is his brother, and he's like, I know I ignored your advice before, but I really am looking for it now, and I'll listen this time. And I'm wondering, would he really? We'll find out, I guess. But he is actually scared of the kindly ones, or as he calls them, the Furies. He's like, yes, we must call them the kindly ones so as not to offend them. But they
don't want to offend the Furies.
Don't want to offend him, nope. But he he doesn't want to die, and he knows they want to kill him, but he does think he deserves to die. I mean, he does know he did wrong. He spilled blood. He killed his son, although he did it because he was suffering. And I guess there's no loophole in this. And he's like, either tell me what to do or tell me what's to come. So he shows Dream his book, which he wouldn't before, and it's blank. But we find out later when he's talking to, I forget who he's talking to, that doesn't necessarily tell us anything. If I think it's when he's talking to his father, that his, the details of his death aren't written yet. It doesn't mean necessarily that he's not going to die or anything else. It just means we don't know. It's not exactly all determined. But his brother does say one's destiny is determined by one's actions, because that's what he says. What if I'm fated to die? And he says that's a question for the fates. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see. I'm still holding out hope that he's not going to die, but I feel like that's a fool's hope, and he probably is, because this isn't like necessarily a happy show all the time.
Let me
So
look at the end of Wake here.
yeah, well, I would like him to survive, but I have a feeling that's probably not going to happen. So yeah. All right. Well, while you're looking that up and trying to see, although I don't know you spoil me, but
Wait, I think Wait is just a collection of stories.
okay,
Let me look at the end of the kindly ones.
I see.
I don't know. I
Now,
don't even remember.
I'm not sure. I'm wondering if StreamYard isn't. Sometimes I think it doesn't work right, because it's like we went from a few people to now it says we like only have Twitch people, which the Twitch people aren't really people, I don't think. So I'm not sure if it's just not showing them, or if everybody decided they didn't want to hear about Sandman. I hope we have people listening. I don't want to be talking to myself.
I advertised it. You'll be talking to me, and I advertised it around. So
yeah, well, hopefully, if they're not, they'll listen later. But if you are here live, it looks like we picked up another person. If you are here listening to us live, we appreciate it. Yeah, I know it's late. It is late at night, and there is some other stuff going on, but we appreciate it if you're here. All right, so he goes to see the kindly ones, aka the Furies. He thinks that he can bribe them, I guess. I'm not sure why he tried, but he does
he
bring
read the
them.
little ferret.
Yeah, and was the ferret meant as food? I don't appreciate that. The one's like, it looks like lunch, and they're like, not
It's
yet.
delicious. Why would that not be a good lunch?
Do not eat cute ferret, man. But yeah, he has offerings, and one of them does say something like, why is he here? And I was assuming they meant that he should already be dead. I was a little confused by this, because she says something that she already cut his thread, and then the other one says sometimes it takes a while for them to notice. But it sounds like they have to actually go after him and kill him. So I'm not sure what exactly cutting the thread does. That was not super clear to me, like what that act like literally means.
It's taking a man's measure, and usually when they cut it, it means that he's going to die, like just then and there when they cut it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But she says sometimes it takes a while to notice. I mean, how long can it take for them to catch up? They do say something though, like it could be, days or, years. This is perhaps tomorrow, perhaps 1,000 years, take time to prepare. So yeah, I guess it still could be well. It's just odd the way they said that. But anyway, they don't know whether he is, like saying he's ready to die or whether he's there to plead for his life. But he says, I don't want to plead for my life, only for those that I serve. And it's not really working though, at any rate. And they just say that, his crime will be avenged because he spilled blood, and somebody will avenge him. Somebody will petition to avenge his, unless he's petitioned otherwise. So somebody will petition to avenge him. And they're saying whether it's, the boy's mother, meaning I'm assuming his wife, ex-wife, whatever. I'm assuming that means Calliope. But I don't know that she will, but somebody is going to try. So that's kind of interesting to me. And I wanted to talk to you about that. So that means to me, listening to them to say that as much as they're saying spilling your family blood will cause you to die, like there has to actually be somebody who goes after him. Like somebody has to actually actively want him dead, right? That's what I take out of it. And I'm guessing, well, I've seen a little bit further than this, but so that's, I think, why they're trying to set it in motion, maybe for it to happen. So I don't know. Maybe if nobody was mad at him, maybe they couldn't kill him. I don't know, but it's interesting to think about.
Or maybe this has to be a lot amount of time before it just naturally happens.
Yeah, I don't know, which they live so long and they're endless. So like, a little bit of time to them.
It could take a little time. Like a human's easy, but when, an endless.
Yeah, but also a little bit of time to them, 1,000 years probably isn't very long. So,
yeah,
we really, really don't know. All right. So then we see this news program saying that the Pope welcomes women, and they're like, they think it's this joke and it's not real. But we find out it's
And guess
actually,
what? Because, women being let in to the church,
yeah, like
that's
really?
crazy.
Yeah. But we find out that it's because Puck and Loki
Yeah.
have taken over their
It doesn't want to
identity.
happen naturally. It has to be Loki messing with people's business.
Yeah, it has to be Loki and Puck, but they do say that they haven't killed the Pope, that they've only put him to sleep with fairy dust.
Oh.
I'm assuming that that might be true, but I don't know because we don't find out. We don't really have a super long conversation
I'm
about that.
assuming so because they're taking forms of other people, so they probably just woke up the Pope.
No, I agree, and I don't think they necessarily have a reason to kill the Pope. So I'm guessing that I don't know if this is really Rome, but it definitely looks like what I would think Rome is.
It's
So
probably
yeah,
a stylized Rome.
yeah. So they're talking off on their own, and Loki's saying, I have to give Dream what I owe him. I'm still prisoner of him because I'm not free because he, I guess I'm just supposed to, drop what I'm doing as soon as the kindly ones decide to kill him because he wants him to help him out at a certain point, and that was what he bargained for his freedom. He does say to Dream at one point, I guess I went too far ahead because some of this is what he's saying to Dream. He's saying that, like, he said, that's what you use to bargain for your freedom. He's like, but we're neither of us are free because we're still like, tethered into being this agreement. And he's like, why not just let me go? And he won't do it. He tells him it's not in his nature to be dependable, which I think is, we know that, and probably you're not expecting this to go well. But basically, whenever he tells him it's time, he wants him to bring Daniel to him, which they don't exactly explain that yet, but that's what I guess the gist of it is. But he is all upset because he does not want to listen to Dream. And Puck has this idea. He's like, well, do what he wants, but not when he wants. Like, give him what he wants now instead of later. I mean, that's kind of breaking the agreement, but I guess he's considering it, not breaking it. I guess like it isn't like if he breaks the agreement, something bad's going to happen, I guess, because otherwise I would think he'd be afraid to do that, but he's not. So yeah, they're going to fuck with Dream is the idea here. They're going to screw him up and get Daniel at the wrong time. So then we also have Pumpkinhead here that I never remember his name. Do you remember what his name is?
Oh,
Pumpkinhead.
Mervin?
Merv? Maybe Merv? Something like
Mervin
that.
Pumpkinhead?
Something. Anyway,
let me look
Nuala,
it up.
yeah, Nuala and what's his name? Jeez, the other guy's name. I'm blanking big time. Anyway, he's a dream. I can't think of his name. But Nuala, the Raven, and the Pumpkinhead, and him, they're trying to talk about, what they can do to protect Dream in the dream world. Could they build a wall? Could they get military? She led Titania's army, so she thinks she could do it. But, he won't let them. He doesn't want them to fight. Dream doesn't. And so they're not sure what they're going to do. But Dream does come and tell them that Daniel Hall is going to be his successor, and that he was the child that was born in the dream world, the dreaming. And this is the baby that is from season 1. If you watch,
and his name also begins with the letter D. It's convenient.
Yeah, it is convenient. He'll be Dream. No, true. But yes, this is Lida's
His name
son.
is Merv.
Name's Merv. Okay, thank you.
Merv.
The pumpkin guy's named Merv. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has already named his successor, even though the baby's only 8 months old, and we don't know how the hell he's going to run dreaming. He's, I guess,
that seems like a kingly thing to do. There are a lot of little children in history that were, called king and queen.
It makes me think again of Doctor Who. Sorry, bring up Doctor Who again. But they take, and because I have such a bad memory, I'm trying to remember. But they basically take. I can't remember what god or whatever it's named after, I think it might actually be a god of dreaming. I can't remember for sure, but they have this baby and they can make what they imagine come true is what it is. And there's this conversation where they're having this other guy do it instead of the baby that's supposed to be the god, because the woman says something like that it would be all milk and nappies or whatever if they made it, their dream come alive. So I kind of question that he would be able to run the dreaming, but I guess maybe we'll find out.
Well,
I
it is a mystical land, so who knows? It could
Yeah,
you could have one of those magical growth spurts.
true. I do not know how to block the things from Twitch that we're getting. However, I do not think people on YouTube can see them anyway. I think only people on Twitch can see them, and nobody's watching on Twitch and us. So I don't know that it matters. But I did remember now to put the Discord link in
Welcome,
the chat.
Galstrew and JBKXZ.
Yeah. Go away, spammers. But yeah, I
If you
think
have anything
only
to talk about Sandman, leave it in the chat.
Yeah, I think only people in Twitch and us can see them though, so I don't think other people are being spammed by them. So we'll just ignore. But anyway, so yeah, so he has told everybody that Daniel is going to succeed him, and they're not really down with that, especially because he is only like I said, he's only 8 months old. And I lost where I was at. No. Okay, there it is. Okay. So then we go to Rose and Lida, and that is Daniel there. And they are going to Rose's, was it her great grandmother's, I believe?
Unity?
Yeah, Unity. Great grandma. Okay. They're going to Unity's home that she has inherited now. And they're met by this guy who's running the place, who we find out later is the boyfriend of the son, or no, sorry, the husband of the son who did not help Dream out of captivity, because his husband is asleep still inside this house. So that's also the connection to Dream that's going on here. But there's Rose and Lida. And Lida's holding Daniel. And yeah, they're coming there. And this guy here, his name is Simon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out that Puck is actually there, and he puts him to sleep with fairy dust and takes over his identity because they have, nefarious plans for the baby, which we already know that they're going to do something.
The second time I viewed this on my TV, I didn't realize how many mirrors they had set up and how many of the guy's image. Because you could see Puck as Puck, but everybody in the mirrors was seeing him as the other character.
Oh, cool. I wonder if that was done.
Like even a small mirror. There were like bigger mirrors, and there was like a small mirror that he passed, and I was like, "That's pretty, clever."
That is cool. It makes me wonder if they did it digitally though, because that would be so hard to do and not have the real reflection.
I don't know. Some people do it. I mean, it was like pre-digital, but Twin Peaks got Laura.
Oh yeah, I know.
In a coffee mug by putting her up on a ladder and having her look down.
Yeah, they can do it. It's just a lot of work. But anyway, so Puck is taking over Simon so that he can try to steal the baby. And here we have them talking to the help. The housekeeper is Mrs. Shore. Rose wants to go, get dinner in London, but Lida is afraid to leave. So they're like, "Oh, we'll watch the baby."
It's really weird that they just leave them with strangers like the first night and not know anything about them.
I agree. This is not a mother doing a very good job. And what happened, I don't want to say it was her fault, but yeah, if I had I don't have children, but I would not leave a kid that young by himself the first night. That's mean, because that poor kid was probably terrified.
Yeah, because it takes time to acclimate to a new area.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised, and I think that Rose was kind of mean to expect her to leave. But it's TV, so I guess they do what they do. But I would not have, at any rate. But they agree they're going to go eat dinner, and they're going to leave the baby there. So then we go back to Dream, who I think that I skipped the conversation here that for some reason that he had, or pictures of it, I mean, that he has with Noala. I don't have a picture, but he talks to Noala.
He visits Time first.
Well, no, because she asks him, isn't there somebody he can ask? Isn't that here where she says, who makes the rules?
Oh, I thought he visited Time first before he visited his mother.
Okay, maybe. I thought, oh no, what I have is right because it's written here. I have it in this order. Because she says, she asks him why he doesn't ask Titania or Odin or one of his siblings for help. And he says it doesn't matter with the greatest army, even if he had the greatest army, even if she led it, that law is law. And she says, who says? I'm asking who wrote the law.
He's talking to the Fae first. I'm sorry, it's early.
Yeah, that's okay. No, that's what I was saying.
You know that gruesome, ugly Fae that took over glamour?
Yeah, I know.
How could he even look at her in the face?
Yeah, no makeup and messy hair. That
oh
makes her
my
ugly
god.
now.
I mean, the actress is so good looking without makeup. It's so
yeah, like why not give her a prosthetic big nose or something? I mean, really.
Prosthetic like Penelope?
I don't know, just saying. It's prosthetic something. Change your face. So anyway, she's saying, you know, why not ask the people that made the laws a way out of it? You know, maybe there's something they can do. At least ask for help and advice. So he's like, who makes the laws? Well, so that's when he goes to see his father, who is
okay, sorry. Who's played by Rufus Sewell from Dark City.
Yes.
Who I like very much.
Yes.
I was so happy to see him.
Awesome movie. You know, I want to watch Dark City again now that you said that. I don't know why, but I feel like Dark City is this movie, and there's certain movies that are like this. But like I like it every time I see it, but for whatever reason, I always forget it. Like I can't remember what the hell happened in the movie. And whoops, I didn't mean to do that. And I never remember it. So yeah, that's kind of what did I click? Copilot opening? What did I click? Jeez. So yeah, I don't remember half of Dark City was my point with that, and I'd like to see it again. But anyway, okay, so he goes to see his father Time. Oh, there. Okay, that was I didn't realize the steps came first. Those aren't time steps. That's why. That's where he was talking to Noella. Here is where he's going to see Time, his father. I mean, he's an endless, everybody's concept. They're not, I don't know, not people anyway. He's Time. So he's going to talk to him. And his father knows he wants something. And he said, only destiny ever comes there and doesn't want something. And yeah, they talk about him killing his son. And he says that, you know, he only did it because he was suffering. And his father says that, no, it's because he's weak and sentimental. Because children are a consequence of love and do nothing but take. And Morpheus tells him that Orpheus wasn't that way, his son. And he's like, yeah, but he asked you to help him knowing that you'd end up dying. So technically he did ask him for help. But the only really thing he tells him he thinks is maybe helpful is he does tell him, he's like, you know, I could send you back in time so you could go to Hades on your son's behalf like you didn't, but he's going to refuse you and your son's going to go anyway. So the whole thing's going to start over and you can't change it. So yeah, nothing you can do can change the outcome. Your son's still going to end up ahead, basically, right? Still going to end up ahead. But yeah, he's saying that he couldn't have changed it. And he like tries to tell him what he wants. And he says that he knew he wouldn't help him. He came to thank him for his existence. So yeah, he also says that, you know, he can't save him. And they talk about the blank pages. And that's where he says that, you know, that could just be the specifics of his death. So yeah, he doesn't really do anything, but Dream does thank him for, creating him, I guess, is the gist of that.
Thanks for giving
but
me
he's not much help. Sorry, what?
I mean, the sadness. I mean, it's like, do you love me? You know?
Yeah, and he says, I don't. You love your son. I don't love you, or something like that. That's awful. But he says something like that. A son can't help, no matter who they are and what they've done. A son can't help but love their father. And
Mm-hmm.
then he says like he thought that he can't went to his mother first, and she said no, and he said no, he came first because he's his father. But yeah, he does say to tell his mother that he's thinking of her.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yep. So he goes to
He's a great
see.
father all around.
Yeah, I know, right? So he goes to see his mother, who is a knight, endless knight, and she's just as not helpful as his father was. Let's be honest, really.
A
Um,
little bit more helpful. At least she
yeah,
would
a
make a
little.
place for him.
That's true. She did help a little bit. She talks about his sister, and she doesn't know what his sister wants. He says she wants her attention. I gotta sneeze again. Jeez. Sorry, probably my
Okay.
allergies. But anyway, she can't stop him from dying, but she says what she can do is craft a reality. Although I don't know that he couldn't do that himself in the dreaming world, but she offers to make him a reality where he can escape everything that's going on. He can live there forever, be near her, so he can see her when she's not working. She'll even give him a relationship. Why she thought he wanted a relationship, I didn't quite get, but that's what she said. And she's like, you can stay here forever and not die, and I'll make you a fake world. I don't know. And he's like, no, because I got to take care of my people. So he does say no. And this is where she says that he was selfish growing up. And the rest of us didn't exist except as a means to an end. But now you have an end, and I leave you to it. And he's like, I didn't mean to disrespect you. And she doesn't, she thinks he blames her. And he says, no, I don't blame you. And I just, they didn't want to fight. And she said, it's much nicer to end as friends and to tell his father she said hello. So yeah, she at least offered him, I guess, some form of respite, but not an answer to his question. So it seems like we meet his parents, and maybe it helps tell us a bit about why Dream is the asshole that he is. His parents suck too. So kind
I
of
can
makes you
I
feel
can
a little
kind
bit
of
bad.
agree. My parents weren't that great either, so I sympathize with them.
Oh, I get it. I mean, it's why he doesn't know how to love, I think, because parents never even loved him. So, some of that makes sense there.
Yeah, with the scene that's coming up later, I really sympathized with and
Yeah.
empathized.
So let's see. There's his mother there. That's a good picture. All right. So then we go to outside. Now I have his name written down, Mervyn. Yeah, they are using bow and arrows, and he's like, that isn't going to work. You need guns. And he brings all these guns. And then there's Nawala, who's enjoying shooting guns. And yeah, they are hoping to do something to protect Dream, which is never going to happen. And then Chlorcon shows up, and she's like, what are you doing here? I don't want to see you. Go away, basically. And he wants to bring her back home. He says the queen, requests her back. And she knows that it's just because they think Dream's going to die, and also because she wants to know the gossip of what's going on. And she's like, nope. And she's mad at him for, giving her to Dream. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, or whatever.
Yeah, but by the way, in the comic book, she also looks pretty good without the glamour.
That's weird. They chose to do that.
So I don't know. At least it's constant, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. So he goes to Dream, and he's like, I want to take Nuala home. He does ask her about the glamour too. And she doesn't want to go home, but he says, your queen probably heard what happened and fears you're not safe. And he's like, she's not wrong. Although Nawala would still like to stay and fight, whether she's not safe or not, but he wants her to be safe. So he says she should go, and she asks if he talked to somebody, and he says, yeah, but what's law is law. Couldn't fix it. So yeah, nothing's changed. So she agrees to leave, but she is very not happy about it. So then we have Dream talking to Lucian, about going to see his parents. And she's basically like, I know your parents are assholes. Because he says that, they have everything, all of time and space, yet they want what they can't have, to be left alone. So that's what he's giving them. And, he says how they gave him life and that it's a child's vanity to believe his parents will give him anything more. And she says there's parents who actually love their children and take pleasure in their company and would do anything for them. And not his, but like he did for Orpheus. And he's like, and like you did for me. And it's like so sad. I'm like, oh, I found that very like, oh, that was sweet. Like, she does, take care of him, and she has taken care of him, even though he's not really her son. So that was nice. And, but yeah, his parents suck, basically. And then we go to, now, do you remember what her name is? Hetty, I think. I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember. You there, Scarlet? Scarlet has gone quiet.
Yeah, I had an audio glitch. What was it? Hello?
What's her name? Yeah, I said, what's her name? Is it Hetty?
I don't know. I don't know if we need to know.
No, I just wondered, because I'm talking about her, I couldn't remember her name. But anyway, she talks to Rose and Lyda, and she has her dogs there, and they talk about how.
Oh, she's like Hecate.
Then maybe it is Hetty then.
Yeah, like Hecate, like she's got 3 dogs because Hecate has 3 aspects. Sometimes she's depicted 3 animal heads. That's clever. It's clever, you guys.
Cool. But she talks to Lyda, and there's like a thing about how Daniel has a stuffed dog that looks like the one dog shadow there. And she comments about Daniel's name. So anyway, she just kind of
because he was a biblical prophet that had dreams.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be the new dream.
Yeah, let's see. I definitely think that's foreshadowing there. But she's just kind of watching him, seeing what's going on. And that Lyda talks about being, feeling guilty about leaving Daniel. So she decides to call Mrs. Shore, but she doesn't answer because Puck has taken Daniel. So, oh no. That didn't go well. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, who knows? So then we switch to these people.
I can't find that guy's name.
Yeah, it's something
like even the comic books, it's not mentioning his name in any of the panels.
Yeah, it's something of the green, I think, and he has another name too.
Oh, is he the one that actually is the place?
Yeah. I don't remember.
Fiddler's Green.
Fiddler's Green, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks.
But he does have another name too, I think, but I forget what it is. So we'll just call him Fiddler's Green. Okay, so anyway, so they're saying that Dream doesn't know what he's thinking. He's trying to protect them, but they don't want to leave. Nautilus says that there's always a place for you in Fairy, even though you would hate it. Gilbert, that's his other name. I actually wrote it there, Gilbert. I don't know why he also goes by Gilbert, but he does. He gives her a book.
He doesn't known as Fiddler's Green.
Yeah, I know. He gives her a book by Chesterton. I have no idea who that author is. I don't know. Maybe you do, but I don't.
Chesterton?
Yeah, I thought maybe you would know what that was because you usually look up the book and stuff. But he gave her a book by Chesterton. And then this is when Dream comes up and gives her the pendant as a gift and says that if she holds it and calls him, he will come to her wherever she's at and grant her a boon. And he also gives her a horse. And they're going to leave. And then this is where basically he's saying, I can't protect you guys. I can't, guarantee your safety. And his friends here are like, too bad, we're staying anyway. And he does say he's going to tell everybody else in the dreaming to leave until it's safe after he dies. Because there's nothing that anybody can do to stop the kindly ones. Yeah. And the future of dreaming is Daniel. And that's the, how he feels. He's not going to really try at this point. He doesn't think he can. Then we have her find out that Daniel's gone. There's the stuffed dog, and it's Loki who has and Puck who have Daniel, but we already knew that. And that is the end of that episode. So yeah, that is episode 7. Do you have? I know I went through that kind of fast. Sorry. Do you have any? Do we have anything else to add about that episode in particular? That maybe I went through too fast. Is there anything you think we should?
No. Well, I
add?
think the reason you went through it fast is that it's a lot of Dream going to someone and having a talk, then Dream going somewhere and having a talk, then Dream going somewhere and having a talk.
Pretty much. There's not
Because
a
he
whole
goes
lot.
and talks to his dad, then he goes and talks to his mom.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of action in that episode.
It's all philosophy.
It's all philosophy, right? Yeah, so. But I mean, I think it was. Whoops, wrong one. Oh, poopy. Hold on. I gotta select the right one here. Where the hell did my picture go? It was working before. It's not showing my other picture. Why is it not showing the other picture? There we go. I don't know why I didn't want to show it. There we go. Yeah, it was a lot of chatting, not a lot of doing. But
the pendant isn't as impressive as it is like in the show, because in the comic books it's just a little crystal. And when the Elfin Queen lifts it up, it has these little gold particles in it that move around.
Oh, cool. Well, it's pretty in the show at any rate, but yeah, it's still just a crystal. But I think
and the fairies are pretty in this, even when they don't have their glamour on. So I don't get it.
In the comic, was there anything else that you noticed that was different between the comic for that episode?
Well, other than like changing certain aspects of certain characters, it does follow the actual plot. There's just more of it in the comic book, so it is following like one plot line. There's a couple other things going on in the comic book. They kind of picked the best, probably Dream, like you said, pick the Dream parts out.
Yeah, sounds like that's what they did. But I know it's hard to quickly, look at it. I just wondered.
Well, there's definitely like there's definitely Puck and Loki. They have the kid,
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't changed. Delirium seems to be in this a lot more than she probably is going to be.
Wait, who is?
Delirium.
Oh, Delirium. Yeah, probably. I do know. Yeah, I do know that AJ said that in the comics he doesn't tell them it's going to be Daniel anywhere near as early on as he does in the show. That they don't know who the successor is going to be. So at least that is different. But I mean, I think it was still good for an episode back, even though it was not a whole lot of action. I think the second one's a little better, but
well, it was probably setting it up. Yeah,
it's still good. It still was a good episode. I love this. At the beginning of the next episode, I mean, like, I love the look of it. I'm assuming they're cherry trees or something. The pink and everything is just really pretty. But yeah, that's because they're going into fairy where everything's pretty, right?
You'd probably be happy with the comic book. There's some Lucifer in this club, and this.
Yeah, I would like to see the Lucifer stuff. I've told you every time I watch this, it makes me want to go watch Lucifer.
Yeah. What's this club called in the show?
Lux.
Okay, yeah, there's a picture of Lux too. Okay, yeah, it's definitely his club.
Yeah, and it did sound like, from what AJ was saying, I don't think there's a whole lot of stuff that happens between what we saw of Lucifer and when he does go down to Earth. Like, that was kind of, I guess, leading up to that, which is what I figured, because it makes sense that that's why he goes down to Earth, because he's like, I'm leaving hell. And I mean, that's kind of what happened in the series. He gave up hell. He's like, nope, he came down to Earth.
Down on the beach for a while, decided to make a club.
Yeah, well, there wasn't a beach.
As you do.
That part. I mean, there was a beach in the show.
Well, there's a beach in the comics, and then there's the club in the comics.
in this show. But no, the other show pretty much starts with after he's gotten down and he's at Lux. But I do recommend the show at any rate. It's a good show. All right,
I
so they
recommend
are.
Washington Black if you have the time.
Yeah, I if I have the time, I would like to try to watch that as well. I just need to find hours to watch it.
That's when Lucifer becomes a Victorian steampunk inventor and makes a flying
Oh,
machine.
yeah, kind of, kind of.
Because he doesn't have wings anymore, you see.
Yeah, kind of.
It goes around in a circle.
Yeah, Tom Hanks is a good actor. I like him I mean, I've liked him in other things. I love Miranda. If you watch the comedy Miranda, it's great. It's a British comedy.
Oh, that's cool. I should look that up.
Yeah, it's a good show. I've actually watched it a few times. I don't rewatch a lot of shows, but I found it very funny. I know I say I don't like sitcoms and stuff, but I guess it's that I don't tend to like American sitcoms. It's more what it is. This is a good because it is kind of a sitcom, but it's good. Anyway, so yeah, so they are on their way to Ferry, and there is Queen Titania. I found it weird, and it's hard to tell in this picture, but they're all supposed to be so pretty. That one woman in the back kind of looks like they gave her a weird nose, but I don't know. It might just be the way it looks.
Her glamour's not on.
Yeah, maybe her glamour's not on.
Your glamour's crooked.
Yeah, that is the one thing that I did skip is that her brother is like, you don't have your glamour on. I'm glamorous enough for both of us. And he puts her glamour on whether she wants it on or not.
So the dudes don't have to have caked on makeup like the female fate do.
No, we don't know what he looks like without his glamour. Maybe he looks like a toad. We don't know. I don't know. We don't know what he looks like. But he does give her the glamour before they get there, whether she wanted it or not, and she's not happy about it. But when she gets there, Titania's asking her about Morpheus. She's like, did he say anything about me or something like that? And Nawala talks about, wanting to send help to Dream. But she's really not, not really I don't want to say falling for it, but not really agreeing that they should do that. But she does notice the necklace and asks her, like, what would you do if I asked for it? There's the crystal. And she's like, it was a gift, so it's not my power to give. She's not going to give it to her.
Yeah, basically she's saying you can't have it.
Yeah, but she's saying it in a way that she can't make her give it to her. Because, her brother's like, you should have given it to her.
I just like the fact she's like, I like that. I want to have it. You should give it to me.
Yeah. And I'm surprised her brother isn't like, give it to her. Well, or isn't yet like, give it to her anyway. But yeah, she's like, it's a gift. I'm not allowed to give it to you because apparently gifts you can't re-gift in this world. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just rude.
Yeah, you just can't re-gift. It's rude. All right, so Dream is all depressed because of everything going on, because he's going to die and because he killed his son and everything. So he shows up in Despair's realm. So we do at least get to see his sister Despair, and it's the gray realm, I guess. But they talk for a bit, and she does tell him that she used to go see his son, and he would sing for her. And in return, she'd answer his questions about Dream when he had questions. But she said not that she knew very much about him because she doesn't see him very often. And he tells her that he's not been the brother he should have been. And she says, well, you're here now. And he says, but not for much longer, that maybe a better dream will take my place. And he talks about Daniel. And then we see Daniel, we see Lyda, not Daniel, in her mirror there. And this is how he finds out what has happened, that Daniel's missing, and knows that Loki and Puck have taken him. They're pretending to be the detectives that are looking for the baby.
Yeah, like how one called himself Pinkerton.
Yeah, what is that in reference to something, Pinkerton and Fandom?
Yeah, in history there was a Pinkertons that were they're investigative detectives in real life. That's where you get the phrase Pinkerton. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, it's almost a derogatory term to call somebody a Pinkerton."
I had not heard that before.
I just thought it was funny because it's like the most obvious name, like fake name.
It's like saying Sherlock, in other words.
Yeah, basically. The other guy could have been Watson or Sherlock. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, that's not suspect at all.
Yeah, not at all. But anyway, they are pretending that they are looking for Orpheus, and he sneaks and I think Puck did, sneaks and porks sand where Daniel was taken. And they're like, he's like, how would the sand get here? And of course, Light is like, I know who did it. So yeah, they're trying to blame him. And now they are aware of what's going on.
You know what's interesting in this picture of despair in the comic book? There's a kid popping a pimple, a guy with balding hair, a cat for some reason. This is the ones that she's seeing in the comic book.
That are in her other mirrors or whatever.
This despair is like a guy losing his hair and coming the last little bits he has, and then a kid with pimples.
Oh, wait, you're saying that's what despair looks like?
No, that's what despair is looking at her mirrors. These are the different mirrors in this scene.
So somebody's in despair because they have a pimple. Why is
this kid has a bunch of pimples, and then there's a cat for some reason.
Why is a cat in despair?
I don't know.
Don't be in despair. Be happy. You're a cat.
No.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's funny. But anyway, so he knows that they've taken him. So he's to fix it. And he is planning to go to the waking world, even though he knows it's probably a trap. But the future of the dream realm depends on him. But she's like, you can't go because then they're going to kill you. They know that she explains, we find out that there's a loophole that the kindly ones cannot kill him if he's in his own realm. So as long as he doesn't leave, he can live there forever. He's not vulnerable there. But she's like, they know this. That's one of the reasons they've done it. They're trying to get you to come out. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm not going to stay prisoner here forever. So she's like, well, stay here for now. Send somebody to go get him. Send a mortal. But he's going to still go, but he is going to get somebody's help. And that is when he goes to see Joanna Constantine, which they've brought back into the story, which I guess is not in this part in the comics because it's different people that go to do it.
Well, it's John Constantine in the comics anyway, but I don't know.
Well, there is a Joanna Constantine too, but it's like she's not. A lot of the times it was John. They changed to her. There wasn't like two different Joanna Constantines. There was just the one from the past, I guess, was Joanna, and then the one from the present was all John. But anyway, he goes to see her to get her help. He sees her killing somebody during sex. She says
almost kills somebody during sex.
Almost kills somebody. He wakes her up. And then she's like, everybody I fancy ends up dead, so you're safe. That was funny. But he says that if she helps him find Daniel's kidnappers, that he will give her ancestor journal. That's from Lady Joanna Constantine. And she's like, yeah, why do I want this? And then she's like, did you shag my ancestor? Did she shag you? If there's no shagging, then she says something like, if there's no shagging, I'm going back to sleep, basically is what she says. But he tells her that, she had love and that she was a lot like her, and he thinks that she wants love. And there's this part where she says something like that, she loses everybody she cares about, so she doesn't want love. And because she does ask, like he said he'd give her anything, and he that's what he gave her, and he's like, he gave her a book, so she's not happy. But she does eventually agree to go. So that's that conversation, and he gives her the journal to read. And then we go back to Lida here, who gets a visitation from the kindly ones, who I guess she's allowed to ask them questions, but they don't explain that. So, as usual, they're very
Well,
unhelpful.
yeah, got all messed up.
Yeah, they're never helpful. But what they do say, which is kind of helpful, is that she's giving Dream too much credit when she says he took him, and they also say that she already met those who took Daniel who are not who they seem. And if she would have paid attention, she didn't say he took Daniel. She said those who took Daniel. So more than one person took Daniel. So probably not Dream. So yeah. But she doesn't listen. She's upset and just trying to find her kid. So then we have Puck and Loki, and Puck enjoys having the baby there. Loki doesn't feel quite the same. Puck is saying that the kid's innocent and he's not mean to things that are innocent, and asks about him wanting kids. Doesn't ever want kids. And this is where Loki says, no, I have 6 kids already. One serpent who is, I looked up, is Drumunganer. I don't know how to say it. And one 8-legged horse. And then
Loki's kids? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the wolf, they ate the wolf, and yeah.
Yeah, 2 wolves, I guess. One of them's Fenrir. And then he says, like, his one son murdered the other son. So yeah, he doesn't like his kids weren't helpful. And he says that children are terrible. They make you vulnerable. They break your heart. And then Odin uses their entrails to bind you and torture you to a prison beneath the world. So, just the norm. Just the norm.
Yeah.
So he's like, can't get attached to him. So yeah, he says not to get attached to Daniel, because he says we're just trying to take him off the board, get rid of Daniel, then get rid of Dream. And yeah, Puck isn't really down for that necessarily. But for now, we don't really get much more than that. This is where I said part of this earlier. This is where Joanna says, you offered to give Lady Joanna anything in your power, and you gave her the love of your life. You gave me a book. And this is where he says that he knows them both, and their similarities are extraordinary. She walked the path you were on, fought the same demons, and found a way to love. And she questions that he thinks she wants to love. And he's like, well, you were dreaming about it. She's like, no, that's sex. That's not love. Everybody I care about's dead. So no, I don't want love. But, I'm guessing that she does, and just won't admit it, or doesn't know it yet, or whatever. I don't know, what happens in the future of the show, but they're kind of, in my opinion, making it sound like she'll eventually find somebody. But either way, she agrees to go with him to find Daniel. And she's wants to go to the scene of the crime. He's like, the mother don't want to see me, she's like, why? And he's like, because she thinks I took the kid. And she's like, why? And he's like, because I said I would. And he's, she's like, well, why are you going then? And he says that, she won't be safe with Puck and Loki, so he has to go with her. So yeah, they're going together, even though he should not be going. So they go out to see them, and they come in. And yeah, she basically tells him to shut up and let her do the talking, is how I took that scene. But of course, he doesn't do anything she says, completely ignores her. He comes in, he finds Alex Burgess, who is, as I said, Paul's husband, who is still sleeping because he had put him in that eternal sleep when he did not help rescue him. And Paul does, and that's the clip of that showing that happening before. Paul asks him to let him go, and he says, I punished him, not you. And he's like, yeah, but you're punishing both of us. And he's like, well, you both earned it. This is where I know when I saw this, I'm like, did you not learn anything? Like, do you not remember what happened when you sent Nada to hell and didn't forgive her and all the bad things that happened? And so, yeah, at least he at this moment maybe isn't learning, but he does change it. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And then Lyda here, of course, still thinks he took the baby. And he's like, no, I didn't. I'm trying to find him. And she says, well, if you do find him, will you bring him back? And he just says he's not safe with you and won't answer her. So whether he actually intended to bring her back, I'm guessing probably no. He intended to take him to the dream world. But Joanna smartly, talks over him and says, of course we will. So that Lyda will trust them. But she's like, if anything happens, I'm going to end you. And we know, she's going to be the rat that's going to come after him. I think we kind of already figured that. So yeah, not on great terms there for good reason.
So she doesn't reflect her own mistakes of leaving her kid alone on the first night. And
yeah, I know, right? She ain't going to blame herself for sure. So yeah, Joanna here tells him that, he hurt Alex and Paul. It's kind of his fault the baby was kidnapped in the first place. He needs to take care of these things. Go tell, Alex and Paul he's sorry, wake him up. And he's like, he deserved to be punished. And she says, I'm sure the kindly ones feel the same. And he says, I only did as my son asked. And she says, yeah, and Alex only did as his father told him to. That, he's not learning. She's telling him, he didn't necessarily want to do what he did. Cut him some slack. I'm trying to help you. And she says, you're picking fights with these people. I don't think you actually want to be saved. I think you want to punish yourself for what happened to Orpheus because you feel guilt. Otherwise, you would have stayed in dreaming and not came here. This is a suicide mission. She knows that he's, and I don't know whether he really did think he'd die coming there or he's just stupid. I'm honestly not entirely sure. But she does talk him into going back home. She's like, you need to stay in the dreaming. I will take care of it. And she does tell him and reminds him, she says, after reading the diary, she says that Orpheus never blamed him, even for what happened. He knew it was his own fault. He didn't blame him. And he'd be telling him to go back too. And yeah, I don't know what parts of her conversation swayed him, maybe all of it. But it obviously affects him because he does decide to listen later on. But we do have in between a scene of Loki and Puck where Puck is like, he's not a pawn, he's just a baby. And he's sneaking off with him and he gets caught. And Loki's like, not happy about it. He's not going to be too happy.
You're like, oh.
Sometimes I make side or side.
You would have given the baby up. What dare you?
Yes, cannot do that. He's not a pawn. Damn it, he's not a pawn. Okay, so then obviously Dream is thinking about what Joanna said, and he decides to go see Hob again. And he's talking to him. He's there at his wife's grave. And he tells him he won't be back again. And he's like, oh, you always say that. He's like, well, this time it's true. Like, well, let's go have a drink again. So they go back to the bar. And I have way too many pictures, way more than I need here, clearly. So they go to the bar. And Dream, who is, maybe learning some, he apologizes. First he says he makes the same mistakes again and again, in spite of himself. And Hobbs like, you've described what it is being human. And yeah, I think he's finally learning a bit. And he says, we were just making a bet on you, and that's why I gave you eternal life, and it wasn't fair to you, and I'm sorry. And he's like, hey, I wanted it. I was serious when I said I wanted it. And he, I guess, still does not, he still enjoys it, and he doesn't blame him. And he's like, you didn't do anything. You gave me what I wanted. So it's fine. So yeah, they part as friends, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. And then Dream goes back to right some more wrongs. And he takes out, now that glass, I think, is supposed to be, and AJ said that I was right. He thought. I guess that's Nada's planet world.
Oh, okay.
That's what it looks like. We talked about it a little bit the other night. I guess, yeah. I don't know. That's what it looks like to me, the towers. And he also has the jar that has that demon Azazel or whatever his name was in it.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets out this sphere and he takes it into the dream world and he buries it in the sand. And there's a lot of swirling sand. And then there is the prison that he has young Alex in, which is the same prison he was in for 100 years. And, you know, I don't think he's been in that as long, but he has decided that Joanna was right and he is going to release him. That guy looks like he's dressed as a bellhop. I'm sorry. That's what I always think when I see him. But
that was his punishment.
He had to be dressed as a bellhop.
You would live in a sphere and be dressed as a bellhop.
Well, doesn't he? He kind of looks like he's.
But yet you won't even bellhop.
Yeah, he'll just sit here for eternity. So he offers them help out, and then in the real world, he wakes up, and his husband sees him. So yeah, he made amends. He forgave them, and let them live, and be awake, and that was nice. So I like that. I did like that. So then we have Puck, who has run away from Loki, and he brings Daniel to who he thinks is Dream. And he's like, I will give you Daniel so nothing happens, but only if you free Loki from what you wanted him to do, because I did what you wanted. Here's your kid. Or not your kid, but the kid.
Because it's not Loki's nature to.
Yeah, and he's like, Loki doesn't want to do it. It's not fair that you're, holding him to this. And I'll give you the kid if you free him. And then we find out it's Morpheus, which I think the audience kind of knew was Morpheus. Or, I mean, not Morpheus. It's Loki, which the audience knew, I think.
I didn't. I even read the comic books, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. I figured out.
I was like, it couldn't have been that easy. But maybe.
Yeah, I figured exactly. It couldn't be that easy. That's why I figured it was Loki. But he knows, and he's kind of like, why? He did ask him, like, why do you care about Loki? And he basically says, I like him, I care about him. He deserves to be, let go out of this or whatever. So even though it is Loki, and he knows he betrayed him, he's not super pissed because he was trying to help him. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think about this scene? Because AJ and I both took it different, and I don't know if it has to do with the comics or it's just we both took it different. But I kind of felt almost like Loki kind of, I mean, I know that he still, doses him or whatever, but he doesn't kill him or anything. I feel like he kind of forgave him because he knows he was still trying to help him. And it's kind of like, maybe he's just kind of like, well, he's Puck, just like he thinks he's Loki. We're going to betray each other. But like I don't know. I kind of felt like he almost forgave him a little bit, even though he later betrays him back. Yeah, I don't know.
What did AJ say?
He thinks that it's definitely over, but I don't know if he's going by the comics or going by just what he got out of the scene. But he's like, no, it's he screwed himself. So I don't know.
I could see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt kind of like, yeah, he doesn't want to be bad, but he doesn't want to betray his boyfriend. I mean, he was like, I'm only giving him to you if you help him. So
yeah,
he didn't completely betray him. But anyway, so yeah, it's Loki. He knows it's Loki. So now Loki is going to take the baby back, but he's acting like they're not going to kill the baby, not going to do anything. So then we have Lucien coming out again to talk to Dream. And he wants what he gave her to keep safe. He wants her to go get it. And she's like, are you sure? Are you really, really sure? So, but he is. So she goes to get it. And then we switch back again to Loki and Puck. And there's this whole conversation before they make out where Loki tells him about this story about Thor, which I guess it sounds like this is in the comics from what I had read. That he convinced Thor that he was pregnant, and with I forget exactly what he poured down his throat, but he put a cork up his ass, so he would explode, not explode, but so he'd get sick from it, and he got, his stomach filled up with air or whatever, and then a squirrel pulled the plug out and he shit everywhere, and then he like was happy for the squirrel. It was a crazy story, and I'm not telling it right, but the point is he was saying Thor was stupid was the whole point of it. And that
it was a great story about a squirrel shitting,
Yeah,
the world squirrel, the world tree shitting itself.
yeah, he thought that he was pregnant because he filled his stomach with gas, I guess was the point. But anyway,
Oh yeah, that's
so
right.
yeah, so that's the story. But he says, he makes it like they're not going to do anything to him, but then whenever they're making out or whatever, or about to make out, he sprinkles fairy dust on Puck.
Yeah, he should have not put that fairy dust right on the couch.
Yeah, he
He
should
should have put that in a special spot where only you can get to it.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if it's completely over or not, but he takes the baby, and we don't know. I mean, they're implying that he puts the baby in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did not like that, and I'm kind of like, really? I didn't like that they were going there, but I know it's in the comics. But
Well, I knew what was going to happen to the baby, so I wasn't that concerned.
yeah, I kind of was thinking I wouldn't think they would do that and then actually kill the baby.
If you read anything about the Lucian mysteries and Demeter, you already know what's happening.
Well, I didn't know, but I kind of was assuming that the baby was hopefully not dead, because otherwise I
Yeah,
really
because that would be
watch
just
it.
depressing.
Yeah, burning a baby alive is depressing, but
Be
what
like, I burnt your baby just for funsies. Sorry, I'm Loki.
yeah, but what I more had the problem with, I didn't like, is like they had the baby crying, like he sticks it in the fire and you can hear it crying. So it's clearly suffering. I didn't love that scene. As I was telling AJ, it made me think of X-Files of Home, when they banned that episode, and then when they put it back in, they like took the sound out of the baby crying when they were killing it. So it didn't
I don't
quite
think I ever saw that.
yeah, they took the sound out when it
Ugh.
aired subsequent times, because they were supposed to be suffocating the baby, and it was, yeah, they did that so it wasn't quite as bad, and that's what it made me think of. But either way,
Well,
yeah,
they're just burning the mortality off of him. That's all.
well, I know that, but I didn't know that then. So anyway, Loki goes to Lyda as detective, and he's like, "Your son is dead. We found the remains. Here's a photo."
I have this really gross picture.
Yeah, it shows her gross
Thank you for
picture.
not showing the picture. That's great.
Yes,
thank you.
for not showing the picture. You're supposed to believe he's dead, even though you have no DNA evidence, no proof, no nothing. Just a photo. You're supposed to believe it, and of course she does, because it's a TV show. Because I had a problem with that, but yeah,
To be like, where's the actual body? I don't know. Ash.
I mean, granted, I would get she, is grieving and everything, but I would think you would at least like want a little more proof than that. But
well, you'd want the body so you could bury the body.
That too, but
at least I would.
Yeah, no, I agree, but she doesn't even think about that. So yeah, she believes that Daniel is dead. And now she's going to clearly go after Dream. Then back in the dreaming, since Dream has decided to be a good boy and stay in the dream world, he is sending somebody to help Joanna, which is not, I guess the same people do. That's why I said the same people don't go in the comics, I guess. But he's going to send somebody with Joanna, and he recreates the Corinthian.
Oh yeah.
Even though they think this is a terrible idea. Because the Corinthian tried to kill him, was a serial killer, not a good guy, bad guy all around. And he's like, well, he was a fool. This guy will listen. And we don't know why he thinks this, but he knows this Corinthian's going to be good for whatever reason.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah, it's all good. And
Corinthian 2.0.
yep. And he gets the skull from Lucian. That was what he wanted her to get. I don't know if he has. Does he have like 3 skulls then or something? Because I'm guessing since that skull's little, that like that skull goes in his eye, I guess, for the mouth. But I don't understand why he has a little skull. I just don't get it. But
He has 2 of them in the comic book, like one for each eye socket.
right, but I mean, does he have 2 skulls? Like actual, like a skull for each eye
Yeah,
socket?
he's holding in the cafe in the comic when him and the other guy are talking. He's got a couple skulls.
Okay, well, what about his main skull? What's it made of? That's just
I
weird.
don't know.
Anyway, we know that his eyes are made of teeth. We've
He's
seen that.
creepy.
It is creepy as hell.
Yep.
And
Super
probably
creepy.
hard to do, which is probably why he wears sunglasses most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah. So now the Corinthian, I don't want to say the Corinthian is back because it is a different Corinthian.
2.0.
2.0, yeah. But
Bigger, better, faster.
yeah.
You can make it stronger.
Yeah, creepier, maybe. No, not
Even
yet.
creepier.
Yeah, well,
How is that possible?
I don't know. But yeah, supposedly he has made a good Corinthian to help out Joanna, so he does not have to be on Earth while she's looking for Daniel. So yeah, sending a nightmare. Although I don't know, maybe he's not a nightmare now. I was gonna say sending a nightmare after Loki and Puck, but is he a nightmare or is he a dream? I don't know. I don't know if there's necessarily a difference other than they used to call him a nightmare. So yeah, and that is where the episode ends. So yeah, so what did you think of the first 2?
I thought they were pretty good. I mean, the first one's kind of more vibe, like just mood. I guess mood and capital letters. And I always thought the Sandman comics were kind of like mood too. So
yeah,
you know. I mean, sometimes a lot of things don't happen in the comics. They're just pretty, and people are talking, and it's not like action, action, action.
I get that. And you can't say this show isn't pretty. I mean, it's a very pretty show.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. I think it commands your attention, because I was just watching a video today about how, like, on streaming, and I listened to an interview with Justine Bateman of all people, because she was directing a movie, and she said that Netflix had told her that she had to make something that could be watched when people are on their phone, and she was really upset about that. And when I watched the video today, there was this guy saying, well, everybody's making stuff, so it's only, they can have it on the background while they're on their phone. But I'm like, this show commands my attention because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So I want to watch it. I want to look at it the whole time.
Yeah, there's so many visuals. I mean, to me, that's not necessarily the most important thing, but that's one of the things I really like about this show is it is so pretty and all the sets and locations. And granted, I know most of them are digital, but they're done really well. And it looks really good. It looks like they put a good chunk of change on this show. And I'm sure they did. It's just too bad we're not going to get, more. But I get it. But I kind of would like to eventually read it and, know more about what happens, I guess.
The art is really cool in these comic books. There's a lot more delirium, though. There's a lot more delirium. There's some Lucifer. There's some more Odin.
Cool. Excuse me. Well, I always vote for more Lucifer. I'm always down for more Lucifer, preferably Tom Ellis Lucifer. Yeah. Like I said, not that I don't like Gwendolyn Christie, but
I like that there's a copy of it on the floor of this one scene.
Is there really?
Yeah, Stephen King wrote the introduction to like one of these, not this one, but they did put a Stephen King book in the.
So that's why there's a Stephen King. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Cool. I like Easter eggs. I wish shows would put more Easter eggs. I know they're supposed to be not that often, but I like Easter eggs. Come on, man. Easter eggs are fun.
But, yeah, there needs to be more Jack Bender directed Institute episodes. Because it feels
And
like he's the only one doing that, with the little flourish that he has of putting 4s and 7s and stuff in there. Like a
yeah,
little signature move.
yes, we need more from references, people.
Just from references in Sandman.
No, I mean in Institute. Don't confuse me. But there could be there could be Easter eggs to other things in Sandman. I just mean in general,
Yeah.
I like Easter eggs. But yeah, I just, there's not a whole lot of this show left. There's what, 12, 11 episodes plus the bonus episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think either ready for 10 or at the beginning of 10. I have not seen all the season yet. I have not had time to watch it all, so I still haven't seen the whole conclusion, but at least have seen 9, and I'll have to watch 10 before our next show. And I know we need to talk and figure out when we're going to do that. So everybody, make sure that you do join Discord to keep apprised of the schedule. We can't do it Monday because we have 2 shows. I have 2 shows, and can't do it Thursday because we're going to have Wednesday on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
After Librarians this
Wednesday
week
and Thursday.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe Tuesday.
Almost on Friday.
I have to figure it out and find time to squeeze it in. My only thoughts were, unless we didn't want to do all separate episodes for Wednesday, but you seemed like you really wanted to do one episode at a time, which I'm fine with, whatever. But we do.
Well, there is 5 weeks in between releases, and there's 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And it does have a mystery bent to it. There might be something that's a mystery that you have to, that you could try to solve.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to suggest maybe the first episode, maybe we could do 2. Although next time, though, there's only going to be 1 episode that Librarians is during it. So maybe it's better to do week 2, do 2 episodes, because we'll have more time. Because otherwise it'll be really late. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I've just had a long week and haven't had time to think. So I apologize for that. But we will.
Yeah. Well, it's a little chill time. There's so many people going on vacation and stuff that,
Yeah. Well, I've had a lot going on this week, and now I have family coming over this weekend, although that's going to be fun, but it's, planning and stuff. And, which is why, for anybody who is watching this, we are not going to have Revival tomorrow. I think I'm waiting to hear back again from Lori. I think we're just gonna. I'm not sure if we're gonna do it Saturday or we're gonna wait till next week. I think we're probably gonna wait till next week, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, just check Discord, but it definitely won't be tomorrow because I cannot be here tomorrow night. But yeah. So sorry, I'm getting off track. Anything else?
Okay.
Sandman, Morpheus, Dream.
Mark runs around with a machine gun in the comic books. I don't think we're going to see that, but maybe. Marv.
Oh, Murph.
Murph.
Maybe. I can't remember, to be honest. Might be.
I think you probably would have remembered that.
Yeah, well, there might be.
There's just so much going on in this. I can understand why they probably would take the dream stuff and the fairy realm and the Daniel stuff and kind of just pull it out and be like, okay, these are our main plot points.
Yeah.
Or else you're just going to have a cast of like 100 characters.
True. It would be nice if they could do like a spinoff even and show some of these other parts of the story that but I know we're not going to get that, but I'm just saying, like, it's kind of a shame that we won't get that part of the story, because other people are working on it. It isn't just him. Other people are not getting jobs they would have, and the story's still good. But
also the comic books, just right now I have a comic book that has Mark Hempel, Richard Case, Disraeli, Teddy Christensen, Gwyn Dillon, Charles Vest, Dean Armstrong, Kevin Nolan, Frank
So there's
McConnell. I mean, there's a whole bunch of, like, in every one of these, like, graphic novels, there's a list of about 12 authors. I mean, 12 illustrators, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people. There's a lot. I like that it's introduced by Stephen King and prefaced by Joe Hill, his kid.
Oh yeah, Stephen King's
Nice.
kid, yeah. Cool.
It's funny.
But
I
yeah.
didn't notice that until now.
Oh, that's funny. But
Yeah,
unfortunately,
they had a 30th edition come out. I guess this must be the 3rd edition. The artwork's really nice on the covers. I didn't really like the 2nd edition covers, but the 3rd edition covers look pretty cool.
Cool. I ordered it from the library and then I couldn't go up and get it. So I got Revival. It was digital, but I did not get Sandman because I didn't have time to go up and get it, and I think it got sent back to the library. So,
oops.
But
wow. I think they hold like stuff I get from, like, in Michigan we have Melcat, which is like the big library thing. I think they hold them for 2 weeks. You get them in the library. This one's really cool looking. The Wake has these really cool pencil drawn comics. Cool. Kind of really shaded in, kind of grayish, but with color. They look really cool.
I don't know. I think
there was a lot of Bast too. Bast kind of got the shaft. Bassett. She's in a lot of these. Not in the show.
Was she a cat in the?
Yeah, she's got a cat head.
Yeah, interesting.
She's topless with a cat head.
Wait, the cat's topless.
She's an Egyptian goddess with a human body and a cat head.
Oh, okay.
As you do.
Well, that might be why I wouldn't do that, because that would be kind of hard and a lot of money to make to begin with. But yeah,
you get an actress, you put a cat head on her head. It's too close to cats. It's too close to cats. They probably don't want to. They don't want people remembering Cats the musical, I guess.
Yeah, they want people.
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, I don't think they want that. But
they have a centaur too. I think a centaur would be like too much.
Probably.
And a lot of Alice in Wonderland, like the White Rabbit, kind of appears around.
Oh, really? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I can see Alice in Wonderland being in this just because.
Yeah, like a dream realm. Yeah, it'd be like Wonderland would be a dream realm.
The mythology is like so epic and crazy, like it totally makes sense. Because Alice in Wonderland's crazy and doesn't always make sense, so it would work.
Yeah.
Well,
got Hob and Death hanging out, as you do.
As you do. There's a lot of weird stuff on this show, but I like the the mythology with the fantasy element. I think it's cool. I enjoyed this show. Yeah, but it is what it is. But at least we got a few episodes left, and then the bonus episode, and yeah. All righty. Well, unless anybody in the chat has something to add, although they've been quiet tonight, except for the spammers, so I'm guessing probably not.
I consider them friends.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think I've said everything I had. I think we've about hit everything. Other than, like I said, I did not like the whole baby in the fire, but I hadn't read the comics, so I didn't know it was coming. But otherwise, I liked it. I just don't. Like I said, I just don't want Dream to die, and I have a feeling he's going to die. But I guess I'll have to wait and see, because I have not watched the end to find out. All right.
Well, then TV shows can also differ from their original material as well.
True. Well,
especially if it's going to be the end of the season, so who knows?
Yeah. Well, they could have even changed it because it's the end period too. We don't know. But they have admitted they planned a 3rd season, so this whole it was always going to be 2 seasons wasn't true. but I don't know what it was they planned. Well,
we weren't going to get the graveyard book either, so
yeah,
to the kibosh and all that.
Unfortunately, yeah. All right. Well, unless you have anything else to add, I guess that's about it. All I could say is, like I said, guys, look at the schedule, and we might be back Saturday night for revival, but not tomorrow. Just check Discord and YouTube, and if we schedule it, I will let you guys know. And then we will be back Sunday, Scarlett and I, for the Institute Sunday night at 11. We have a watch party for that, of course, Saturday night. I'm like, wait, what's today? Saturday night at midnight, i.e. Sunday, we have the Institute watch party. And then Sunday night is our live stream at 11. So, all right. Well, I guess that's it. Good night, Scarlett. Have a good night.
Yeah, good night. I'm gonna look through some of these comics. It's like a walk down memory lane.
Yeah, look through them. Find some things that are different that you want to talk about, and
yeah. But the thing is, the things that are different are so different that I would have to talk about them for a while and hook them up to things of the first season.
Because they've gone so,
but the stuff like like say for example, Dream giving the Fae girl the pendant is almost word for word. A lot of the scenes with Puck and Loki are almost word for word.
Excuse me.
So the stuff they do is pretty much like just straight out the comic book.
Yeah, well, that's cool. They pulled it straight out, but also, I guess, changed some things. But I get that they cut out everything. I mean, it makes sense. They cut out everything that wasn't Dream, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know. There's ones in earlier ones besides the kindly ones in the Wake, those and World's End. I was looking at the kindly ones of the book that's before and the book that's after, but they might have taken something earlier on.
Yeah, they probably
in there. Because Wikipedia has been really good for the first season because they actually list what storylines and what comic books they're from, but they didn't do that for season 2.
Well, they might yet. It might be because it hasn't been out that long.
Yeah. So I was trying to use that as my guide so I could look in the certain comic books because I can't. I'd have to read them all from the beginning, and I'm missing 2 of them. So
I see. Well, if you find anything interesting you want to share next time, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear about it. Like I said, I eventually may at some point read them, but I'd have to get it from the library.
I'm kind of curious what the Dream Hunters book is. It's like it takes place in Japan.
That's interesting. Yeah, that doesn't sound like it connects very much, does it?
So, like the Dream is like the king of all nights dreaming. It's like almost like a Japanese version of Dream. Of
all night streaming or dreaming?
All night streaming, not all night streaming. You're just getting tired.
I thought I was gonna say like all night streaming, really? That's what I thought you said. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Okay, dreaming.
It's just a Japanese version of Dream, just watching a television all night long.
He streams like us. He streams like us. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. Well, that one looks really cool, though. The artwork looks great. It looks like a later one after Fables and Reflections, but I think Fables and Reflections is the stories because some of them are just collections of stories featuring the characters.
Yeah, it was hard. It was confusing and hard to figure out when I was looking for him to rent, like what was the main story. Like I couldn't even figure out what to order. So yeah, you definitely, I think, need to probably go to Wikipedia.
Yeah, they took a lot out of Brief Lives. Like Brief Lives and A Game of You, I remember. And I got both of those. I remember a bunch was taken out of those, but then a bunch was taken out of Doll's House too. But I can't find a copy of Doll's House. And I would have to dig through my moving boxes to actually find the books.
Well, the thing that's confusing and annoying to me is like you get ones that say like, the definitive edition or whatever. And like, it's clearly not all of it. Like if you make an edition, don't call it like all of it if it isn't all of it, because some people are like trying to find it, and I get so confused. Like, don't call it definitive edition if they're not all in there, man. Or put
Yeah, I
in there.
remember there was a definitive Sandman that came out that I got from the library a while ago.
Yeah, but it's not.
But this one came out in 2009, the Japanese one.
That's interesting. That sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's really interesting world because a lot of the stories, I mean, there's a lot of stories that are really good drawn story that Dream probably appears in 2 panels of, makes a little bit of an appearance, and it's the only thing that's really attached to the whole Sandman universe.
Yeah, it's interesting that there's so many other stories of other characters. Not that there's other characters, all stories have other characters, but I mean,
like there's a story with Prospero and Miranda from The Tempest. That's like one of the stories.
Like it goes off in so many different directions. It's really cool. That's why there's so many places it can go. And
I think there's one with Shakespeare and Christopher Marlowe too. Like there's like different people from history and a few of them. Yeah.
There seems to be a mishmash between fables and what's been made up and what's from real history and what's from real legend and things like that. So there's a lot. It's cool. All right. Well, let me know what you find, if you find anything interesting and that relates to the show that I might want to know. Because I'm interested to hear it. I probably will never physically go to the library to go get it, not before it's too late. And I don't have the money to order it.
How far away is the library from you?
Well, I have to get it in Ohio because we can't. It's a long story. We live kind of in between. We live in between.
You have to cross state lines.
Yeah, not that it's that far, but it's just we live in between like counties, and I can't actually get like a free card at the Pennsylvania library. It makes no sense. But I have one in Ohio because I went to college in Ohio, and I just haven't had time to get it. But yeah, if I can find it like the digital edition and it's not out, the ebook, and it's not rented out, I will get that. But right now, when I tried, the ebooks were gone. Probably because it's on TV now, so everybody's renting it.
Yeah.
But it'll eventually probably be back. I need to read Revival while I have it before it expires, because I at least got it in ebook and I haven't started it yet.
Yeah.
But I was trying to wait till the end of the season. I probably should have waited till the end of the season to run it. I didn't want to spoil myself.
Have you looked at it at all? Like the artwork? Because I don't know what kind of artwork it has.
No, I mean, other than seeing the cover, I haven't, just because I didn't want to spoil myself more than I was already spoiled. That's why I probably should have waited, but I was going to wait until I see the end. There's still 1 more or 2 more episodes left that I haven't seen, that haven't gotten yet. So, but yeah. All right. Well, I will talk to you on Saturday night. And I guess even if I come back for Revival on Saturday night, won't it? So it doesn't. Yeah. So talk to people about that. I'll probably talk to you before that, but I mean,
probably
if we do,
most likely,
if we do a show or a watch party or show, it won't be till Saturday night. So, but everybody, please, Saturday night, midnight, come to my Institute watch party. Need some people to join and enjoy and watch Institute.
Talk to people about TV.
Yeah, talk to people about TV
or whatever. Post funny pictures. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, whatever. Come to Discord and talk. But I'm being nice and streaming it, and as it is, I'm gonna have probably company over, and I still was gonna stream it. So at least come over, come and and join me, because I don't want to sit there and watch it myself again. That was boring. I'm not gonna do that. So if nobody shows up, I just won't play it. So please come and join me.
This cartoon has a baby death and a baby dream, which I think is interesting. It's almost done in that kind of cute Japanese style. Oh,
that's cool. Them as babies. I never really thought about it. I guess they're endless. They live forever, but they were still born.
Yeah, maybe.
So we're little babies. That's cool. All right.
And she still has her ankh and everything, which is kind of cute.
Well, does he still have his? I don't know. What is his symbol?
He
I don't
has
know.
that
Oh,
like punk rock hair still, the spiky hair, and the
but he,
jacket that goes down to the floor, which I enjoy.
that's funny. But does he have his helmet? I guess is his symbol, huh?
Yeah, he must have got that later on. It's like the spine of something, a spine of a golem. Is that what they call it?
Something I don't remember. It's steampunky. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, but
All right.
The D and the font work is like looks like the mask.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Interesting. All right.
I'm sure it's
Well,
intentional.
oh, I'm sure it's intentional too. Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody, please like the video, subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision, and please leave comments outside the chat. It really helps the algorithm. But I don't think we got 2 likes. We had
Yay!
more views than
From
that. So,
our friends, who are our friends here, JB,
yes.
GBBKXZ, and Illustrious.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
But we appreciate it. But please, like I said, like the video, subscribe, and check out scifivision.com for the rest of our interviews, as well as our video tab and our live tab. And pretty soon, the next few days, as long as it's not embargoed, I have to look and make sure. Be on the lookout if you're a fan for the new Outlander spinoff, Blood of My Blood. Those interviews are going to be coming up pretty soon, being put up pretty soon.
Have you you watched Outlander?
The original series? I watched the last parts of the last few seasons when I covered it, but I haven't seen the whole series. No.
How many seasons is that?
I want to say 7. I'm not even.
I mean, I know it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, it's still got a half a season left, I think, coming. Let's see.
I mean, I remember when I worked in a bookstore, those books were in the romance section, like Outlander.
Yeah, it's the thing is that it's been on for 7 seasons. The thing is it's kind of sci-fi, but I mean it does have time travel.
Is it timey-wimey?
It's timey-wimey. No, it's not confusing timey-wimey, but it's got time travel. But
that's disappointing.
I still think it's more romance. Like I really wouldn't consider it a sci-fi. It's got sci-fi elements, but a lot of it's like a historical romance. I mean, that's what it is.
Where are the sci-fi elements other than time travel?
Well, I mean, time travel, that is sci-fi.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you had something else.
I don't think. I mean, it does have time travel. I'm not saying it doesn't. I just it's definitely the feeling of a historical romance, and I like it, but I covered it. So I watched it when I covered it. I have not seen the whole series, but I did watch the beginning of Blood of My Blood, and I enjoyed it so far. And it's got a good cast, so yeah.
So it's just like the same characters or different characters?
It's a prequel.
Okay.
It's about their parents and how they met.
Oh, okay.
And whether or not they time traveled as well.
Oh.
And find out once you
The time traveler's wife.
It's not. I didn't realize it, but the new series is not based off of books. It's based off the characters, but there's only books for Outlander, so it's like a new story, which is cool. But yeah, still sort of thing. But I don't know. I think you might like it. You like that kind of historical stuff. I tend to the historical part is usually not for me. I like the romance part, but the whole,
When is it supposed to take place? What year?
I think that this one is World War I. I want to say it is the spinoff.
Okay.
The second one I think is World War II. But so yeah, I don't know. It's a long time ago, but it's in that's part of it. That's only the one time period, because the rest of it takes place in the Highlands of Scotland and stuff. So it's back. So that's where she's from, or where they're from, but they go back. So, but yeah, I have not seen the whole series, so I'm not the best person to give a description of the parts of it, because I've seen the last couple seasons parts of it.
I had a friend of mine who could sing the theme song, and it was really pretty.
It is a pretty theme song. Yeah, it's like gay. It's got
That's
a
the
lot
only
of
thing I
Gaelic.
really know about it because I've heard it sing the
Yeah,
theme song a couple
got a lot
times.
of pretty. It's got a lot of pretty Gaelic music in it. But I didn't
Yeah.
realize the original series. Like I know it's about the Highlands, but I guess it doesn't actually take place a lot all in Scotland, or at least they didn't film it all in Scotland. Where this new one is a lot of being filmed in Scotland because they were talking about that. So that's pretty cool. It's very pretty. The locations, that's for sure. Castles and everything else. It's fun. So, but anyway, that will be coming soon. And yeah, I'm trying to think what other stuff we got Wednesday coming up. We're going to be talking about, not necessarily interviews, but I don't know. It's been kind of slow with interviews recently. A lot of it's because of Comic-Con, I think, is why it was like a slump for a
Yeah, I
while.
think Comic-Con and just summer winding down and people wanting to take vacations and stuff. Take a
Yeah.
break before their kids go back to school.
Let's
All
see.
that.
So
Because I feel like Discord's even been pretty quiet.
What has?
Discord?
Oh, Discord. Yeah, Discord's been quiet too. Well, my Discord's always quiet because I can't get people to talk in it.
Well,
But
I'm trying to go in there.
no, I know you do. And we do in the Watch Party channel, but people come chat in my Discord. Come talk. I can make new channels for different shows if you want to talk about other shows. That's cool too. We need to.
We can push the theory, like making theories for the Institute. Let's really push that.
Yes, make theories. And once it's not summer, I can do more watch parties again and we can watch some of the things we've been talking about.
Yeah.
We'll have to do that. But in the meantime, like I said, check Discord and YouTube for our schedule, and then we'll let you know if we're going to have revival on Saturday. But either way, I will see you guys hopefully.
And also, I did get a couple takers for Peacemaker if we ever want to.
I'm not even sure what that is. Isn't that like a superhero thing or something like DC?
It's definitely something special. You definitely would want to watch the pilot. It's great. It's kind of like Ash versus the Evil Dead, but with superheroes.
Oh, I don't know if it's what I think it is. I don't. It didn't really. At least it didn't sound like something I would like. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know for sure. But I don't know. I don't know if I have enough hours to watch more stuff and add more shows. And it's kind of like we got Wednesday yet for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what all else.
Yeah, I read that Netflix like Wednesday was the highest rated English version. Like the most people have watched that show of all the English shows that are on Netflix.
Oh, cool.
So they'll probably get a lot of interest.
Yeah, no, hopefully it will. Yeah, it's a good show. But there's that, and then what else is coming? Stranger Things is coming, but not for a little bit yet.
In November.
I feel like there's another Netflix series I'm missing that's coming that's I'm blanking on. I know Alien Earth is coming soon.
Oh yeah.
That's not Netflix. So yeah, there is stuff coming. It just isn't as much right now. But there's still a lot of stuff that's ending right now. We got a lot of ones that are on that are ending that will be finishing up coverage, and then we'll see what we're going to do after that. All right, see, I guess that is about it. It's getting late, but thank you everybody for coming. Like I said, we appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
I'll see you in your dreams.